Hi, it's Kiffin Lobates here, and today I want to talk about rockstar programmers. So, when you look in the software development world, it's remarkable the difference between an average software developer and a top-notch software developer. If you look in some other areas of human endeavor, look at, for example, 100-meter sprinting. Usain Bolt can do it easily in under 10 seconds. When I was in high school, I could run 100 meters in just over 15 seconds. So Usain Bolt is not even twice as fast as I was as a teenager running on the track. However, if you look at software developers and you look at their output and you look at the rate of bugs in their code, we're not looking at top-notch developers being maybe 1.5 or 2 times as good as the average developers in a team. They can literally be 100 times better, 100 times more productive than an average software developer. And when you think about that, that is actually quite remarkable, that a team of 4 rockstar developers and a rockstar tester, hopefully, can produce the same kind of output that a team of maybe 300 developers in a standard megacorp can do. And I don't think there are many other areas in sort of human activity where you can get that kind of level of differentiation. Right? You see it in similar disciplines. For example, in mathematics, when I was at high school, I was considered one of the best mathematicians that the school had seen for a decade. However, when I went to Cambridge to study mathematics, I discovered that although I was in the top 1 centimetre of a 1 metre ruler, if you ranked everybody in terms of mathematical ability, that last centimetre expanded out into another metre, and I was a pretty mediocre mathematician at college. And some of my fellow undergraduates and some of the supervisors that I had just left me thinking, why am I actually bothering to study this subject? Because these guys are grasping stuff in minutes that I'm slaving over for an entire weekend or a week. So I think this is actually related to the classical definition of IQ, namely the ability to spot patterns and make connections very, very quickly. Of course, IQ is just one of a whole range of different measures of human competence, and in a lot of cases it's not actually the most important one. But you see the same thing there, that the distribution of ability in solving these kind of problems, mathematical problems, computer software problems, or just plain old pattern matching and predicting which shape comes next in a list, it's distributed as a normal curve. You know, most people sit in the middle, and as you get more and more to the right of the curve, it tails off very, very rapidly. And similarly, the abilities of people at the far end of the spectrum are hundreds or thousands of times multiplied compared to the abilities of the average. So if you are hiring and you do come across a rockstar programmer, admittedly you have to assess whether or not they're actually somebody that people can get along with. However, if they've got a team spirit and a decent personality and they're not going to kick up a fuss or cause trouble, then the gains in hiring a rockstar programmer are truly immense. And unfortunately, there's no quick way of determining whether somebody is pretty good or somebody is exceptional in an interview. That's only something that you see as people work on projects over time. But it also sort of begs the question about compensation. Namely, if somebody is 100 times more productive than somebody else, they're probably going to get promoted faster, and they're probably going to be on a higher pay grade in any given large company. But of course, they're not going to see 100 times the returns. And this highlights one of the problems with payment on merit, that it is very, very hard to assess, and it is very, very hard to actually do it in a truly fair manner. Anyway, I've touched on a whole number of topics there concerning programmer abilities. Hope you found that interesting, and tune in to the next video for more stuff on software development, and maybe at some point I'll get back to blockchain soon. Bye for now.